Salute to all the real ones out there. It's your boy Mike coming at you again with another video. Alright. If you've seen any of my other content and you like the direction that my channel is going in, go ahead, like, comment, subscribe, and share the videos with anybody you think will benefit from them. Alright. Trying to build like a little community whereby my knowledge and the things I've been through in life will help other people to reach different goals in their life, as well as just improve as people. You know, each one teach one. That's an old school 5%er ideology, and I really hold that dear and true to my heart. The more I improve, the more I will have, let's say, a ripple effect on anybody who comes across my content or in my life in person. And you know, I can be basically the change I want to see in the world and motivate other people to get on their journey of personal improvement. All right. So with that being said, today's topic is going to be, what are you really gaining? Okay. So we all know how relaxing it can be to decompress after a long day by sitting in front of the TV or watching a funny sitcom or movie. However, I find that it is important for me to limit my consumption of entertainment, because the time that is spent doing anything mindless like watching sports is time that could be allotted for other activities such as exercise, reading, intellectual pursuits, tasks, or self-improvement. All right, so real quick, one of my favorite classes in the university when I was studying business management was economics, because economics is dealing with everything that's basically the blood of any commerce or business. But economics even goes further, because it's just certain principles about economics that you can see in your regular life. Like, for example, the one concept that I learned about, which I can apply to this, what I just said, is called opportunity cost. So basically, there's a cost of opportunity that is foregone whenever you make a decision to do something. So case in point, let's say I decide, this happened to me when I was at the university. Go chill with my friends for a little bit and maybe have a beer after class, or go to the library, pick up a book that will help me better understand the material I just learned in my course. So you basically got two decisions, right? Now, of course, most of us will go with the path of least resistance, which I did. I would go chill, maybe have a beer, chop it up with friends, laugh and joke. But that hour or two that I spent doing that, there was an opportunity cost that basically means I can't study in the same time that I decided to go the other direction. Excuse me 1 second. All right. Yeah, sorry about the interruption. That was a little unprofessional, but shit happens. So, basically, you can't do two things at one time, okay? That's opportunity cost. So whatever you decide to do in any aspect in life, that means there's other opportunities that you just passed up based on the decision you made. I hope that makes sense to y'all, right? So when you sit back and just watch TV, what are you really gaining? You know what I mean? Are you improving on your life? Are you attacking some goal that you maybe had? Are you getting closer to reaching a new level of success, or are you just staying flatline? More than likely you're staying flatline unless you're watching TV that has to do with some type of knowledge. Like, let's say you're watching a YouTube video about finance. Yeah, that will help improve your financial literacy, and it can maybe allow you to make more money somehow. But if you're just watching Netflix, Game of Thrones, this, that, and the third, that helps you, I guess, in social interactions where you talk with other people and you try to find common ground. And they go, hey, you watch Game of Thrones? And you're like, oh yeah, did you see the left? And now you have some talking points. So I'm not knocking TV and entertainment totally, but I'm just saying you have to limit that. Balance is key, So for every hour you're sitting watching on the couch, that's another hour past where you weren't in the gym, for example. So back in my early 20s, I had no struggle, no progress tatted on my forearms. All right, so I had that tatted, and I'm gonna explain why. No struggle, no progress. The inspiration came from Frederick Douglass, who, when asked about the plight of black people and how they could overcome racism and the after effects of slavery, said that with no struggle, we cannot progress. I have internalized that statement, and I am of the opinion that it is a motivational mantra intended to keep me focused on growth and development. All right, so That statement, when I heard that from Frederick Douglass, I was like, man, that spoke to my soul on such a deep level that, like, I wanted to get it tatted immediately. Like, because I'm not saying you should get every fucking mantra that you think is important that will, improve your life. Go get it tatted. But I'm just saying, I wanted some tattoos. I got tattoos. I got like 10 in total. I'm not really burning on getting any more, but I'm happy with each one of the ones that I picked. And that one is probably, those two, I mean, are probably the hardest tattoos that I got, for real, because it really speaks to me. And I think about all the times that I struggled or I was going through a challenge. Going to the gym is a perfect example. When you're struggling and you're, really giving everything you got, that's whenever you make progress. But if you go to the gym and you stick in your comfort zone, how are you really going to make any gains, I even said in one of my other videos, you're not really benefiting if everything you're doing is comfortable. You have to get comfortable being uncomfortable. Like, say that a few times until it really makes sense, because I know it sounds like a contradiction, but there is some wisdom in that. So there are so many distractions that keep us from going after our dreams. And I got a whole bunch of examples here. Like, for example, smartphones. All right. We all have one. That's the reason why I just had to get up a second ago, because my little smartphone was going off. And by the way, I got like little alarms inside my phone. So I'm actually kind of behind schedule. I'm supposed to be eating and laying down to go to sleep, but I got to make sure I get you guys this good content. All right. So, one, we're constantly on our phones. All right, you're constantly sitting in front of a screen. Go back to opportunity cost. Sitting there for 2 hours on your phone playing Candy Crush. Are you really gaining or benefiting from something by being on level 1,000, whatever the fuck? Think about it. It dumbs you down. Isn't that funny? A smartphone kind of makes you dumber because you start relying more on the technology than using your own faculty of reason or picking up a book like you might have in the future, in the past. You're always looking on your phone for every single goddamn thing. Like, I remember I used to deliver pizzas. There was a map that they gave me of the city, and within like 2 months, I knew where every street name or street was. Even if I go back to my hometown of Huber Heights, Ohio, I might not be so privy on the street names anymore, but if somebody tells me where they live and give me an associated street, I'll probably be able to find it real quick. Now think about if I was delivering pizza now. If I had a phone that was only on 10%, I'd be panicking like, fuck, I need to charge my phone because I need navigation. Like, how stupid is that? It also kills communication because now you're more than likely going to feel more comfortable with texting. I mean, I'm guilty of it too, because you get so used to doing your own thing and having everybody, let's say, readily available just at the click of a button, that you don't really appreciate the one-on-one phone time anymore. So it kind of kills communication, if you guys get my drift. All right, so you got drama. All right, drama, in my opinion, just divides and conquers. Every single time you look in the news, it's always some type of drama that when you turn off the news, you feel worse than you did before you watched it. It's going to be some flood. It's going to be some tornado, some hurricane, some stabbing, some shooting. Another fucking unarmed black dude got killed for some whatever bullshit, and then they're going to have somebody on TV that's basically justifying it and explaining it from the cops' point of view. So now you feeling caught up in the drama. All right? And it's a lot of pointless information when you think about drama. Like, your coworker comes up and says, "Hey man, guess what I heard? I heard, this person and that person are together and blah 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 and da 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 da." Like, what are you fucking gaining from hearing about two people fucking at your job? Does it involve you? Is it benefiting you? That's how I see it. All right, sex. Sex is supposed to be sacred energy exchange. We're all guilty of kind of like being in a very, very lustful mind frame these days. And me, I know I'm guilty. I watch pornography. I used to think kind of like a dark energy about sex. I was thinking more about performing than I was about the healing and the energy exchange part of it. It's supposed to be somewhat spiritual when you lay down and have sex with someone. So it keeps you in your lower frequency when you constantly thinking about sex. How can you think about ascending and, really becoming the best version of yourself when you're always trapped in your lower nature thinking about, let's say, primal urges and desires? And just by that, it makes it less worthy. When dudes are running around trying to talk about their body count and, are competing with each other just to see who can get the most women, I mean, bro, that's not really a healthy way to be looking at sex because it's supposed to be meant for us to procreate. Drugs. The biggest thing with drugs, even me, smoking weed and this and that, I would just say it makes me less potent. It makes me more docile and kind of going with the flow versus creating my own fucking flow. Taking control of my life, grabbing it by the horns, and going what I want to, doing what I want to do. It takes away my power as a man because I'm more concentrating on smoking and laying back and going with the mood, and then it dulls down all the normal things that I would normally enjoy. If I smoke a blunt and go out in nature, I'm not really appreciating the trees and appreciating the fresh air or the activities that are going on. I'm more trying to find a spot in the park so I can lay back and chill and roll another one. You see what I mean? That's just me. Sports, big thing. I challenge any one of y'all to get on internet and research. There's a guy named Alan Watt, and he had an interview back on InfoWars with Alex Jones before his channel got demonetized and taken down, where he kind of explained the elite's purpose for implementing sports and pushing so much money behind it. All right, I'm not going to really go into detail. I'll just say there's a reason why grown-ass men throwing balls and catching balls and you sitting there for hours watching that shit. That gives power to the elites because there's a concentrated focus on something that really, in the grand scheme of things, means absolutely fucking nothing. It also, the big thing is, it derails you from critical thinking. You're over here arguing about LeBron versus, whoever the fuck. You arguing whether, James Harden has more potential than Kevin Durant, but you ain't arguing about how black people, for example, still are considered property in the Constitution. Ain't nobody sitting around kind of come up with a strategy for reparations and really getting on the same page. So this is really heavy political stuff that would happen if more people were paying attention to it versus like sports and celebrities and bullshit like that. You have music, all right? In my opinion, it destroys generations because by music, I'm guilty of it too. It's not like I just don't listen to no trap music. Like I like listening to Young Dolph, Key Glock. Those are my two favorite new rappers. I listen to Gunna from time to time, Lil Baby and the Baby and all these motherfuckers. But it's more for the beat, and I'm actually not really getting so programmed by it because I understand there's an agenda behind their lyrics. I don't even respect rappers like that no more. I just give them credit for the hustle that they chose. My all-time rapper was always Nas, but when I listen to Nas dropped the album, I've always followed his lyrics real heavy, but he would say stuff in between where it always kind of had me like this. But when he dropped that album, what was it, God's Son? And he had a song on there called You're the Man, and he talked about a ritual where he basically drank his own urine and swallowed his own nut and shit like that. Listen to the second verse on the song, not the edited version, the original. He did a ritual. Then that kind of sparked my mind, and I started seeing a parallel between all the major rappers. They all had to do some type of ill shit in order to make it to that position, and that just totally blew my lid, and I stopped taking rap so serious. All right, it promotes debauchery, and another thing that trap music and all this other stuff does. Think about it, it's a trap. It traps you into lower level thinking, and you're willing to promote stuff that will actually feed the prison industrial complex. I don't have to go into detail about that. Look it up yourself. Celebrities, all right, their main job and the reason why they get paid so much is to mislead the masses. Facts. Why you think they throwing up, the Baphomet? Why you think they over here, why is Eminem sitting in a whole bathtub of blood in his video? What the fuck does that have to do with it? Look at the videos. Look at all the subliminal messages that are in there. They're paid agents to mislead you and keep you in your lower level thinking. They also it's like they make it look like it's hot to basically be a lost soul, and I'll leave it at that. Then you got TV show or news. News, like I said before, with mass media, all they do is peddle fear and propaganda. You got TV shows. The feminism is really, really effective right now because every single TV show, think about the man that's on the show. He's always incompetent and really stupid and lost without the female on the show. You know, like think back like Family Matters. Who was one of the main characters? Steve Urkel, Sim, this that, always chasing after Laura's affection. Only when he became Stefan did she even give a damn about him. And she was dating all these other dudes. He's constantly running after her, and then way in the future, he eventually gets her. But is it really, you know, is it really worth it for him? Then you have social media, which I think honestly inflates everybody's ego, but then also makes you more depressed. Because everywhere you look, left and right, it's going to be a whole bunch of people that seem like they're doing better than you, even if it's fabricated. So, my whole question to everybody is like, it's cool every once in a while to chill, you know, hang out with some friends and indulge in all these distractions. But it's nice on occasion. But I challenge you to ask yourself, is this bringing me closer to self-actualizing? And the second question would be, what am I really gaining? What are you really gaining? You know? So with that being said, you know, I appreciate y'all for watching the video. Like, comment, subscribe. I'll holla back.